Congratulations to Eric July, the Rippaverse, the Soska sisters, and Team Yaira, as yet again Eric July demonstrates that Indie Comics punches way above its weight limit. As we see right here, in a massive win for Indie Comics, the Rippaverse partners with McFarlane Toys for an official Yaira statue. You can see the promotion right down here in the corner as we take a look at all these fancy things that Eric has to show us here. Now, you should note right off the bat that the campaign is closed right now, but that doesn't mean that the Yaira statue is out of reach for you. In fact, you can go right over to the store on Rippaverse.com, as it says right here, and get your copy right now. You are a version of it. However, it won't be fulfilling until late 2024, early 2025, because the statues themselves are not printed yet. This is why it's a pre-order. They're not printed yet, and the statue may look a little bit different than what we're about to see in the previews. But one thing I wanted to note about this is that Eric sold over 19,000 books in this campaign. It's only been live for just a couple of months, by the way. This hasn't been open for years on end. This is 19,000 books since March. That's pretty impressive. And we'll see over here, they made $1.5 million in total sales on this. That is astonishing to consider that this is a brand new property out of an independent comic producer, by the way. This isn't a 30-year property that's getting a revamp like Captain Marvel or Spider-Man or whatever. This is some brand new thing that's hot off the presses and, hot indeed, if you ask me. But I digress. We should get on to this statue. Let's take a look at this thing. In true McFarlane fashion, you've got all kinds of detail all over the place. This isn't one of those Etsy store 3D printed things. There's nothing wrong with that, but McFarlane has a way higher quality. It's a bit like comparing a Miata to a Rolls Royce. It doesn't feel quite right. Miata's fun, it's easy to get a hold of, it's cute, and the edges are smooth, right? Well, and then you get into the Rolls Royce, and you can feel the quality in every curve that it has. And that's what you can see right here, is that McFarlane Toys has not spared any of their usual rigmarole with this statue right here. Take a look at this. You've got the glowing hands on Yaira to emphasize her winter powers, her ice abilities that we see in the trailers that we've seen of her, the animation as well as the live-action version. And we get an up-close on her, and you can see that they've taken very special care to make sure that her tiara is double-layered. It's not just painted. That's a double-layered tiara there. Of course, the hair has all the texture you can imagine. But I want to bring your attention down to her chest piece. You can see here on her torso that this is a textured layer here. Her skin is smooth. The portion of the suit is smooth above that. But when you get down into this corset piece that's built into the neck of the suit, you have this textured hexagonal kind of effect going on with her suit, like scales, if you will. And again, more McFarlane touches, right? This is what you expect out of McFarlane Toys. This is how you know it's legit. It's not just something that just got a McFarlane Toys logo slapped on it. And again, we're getting more angles of this. Now, it's not a standalone statue where Yaira is just hanging out as a bookend. It's actually a statue where she's molded into a fury of winter energy around her. It's a fantastic thing. And again, you can see the advertisement right down below, wherever my finger's pointing, down here. You can see down here, the advertisement below looping. So you can see the thing turning around even, what it looks like. Fantastic. And why I'm gushing over this is that this is an indie property. This isn't Wonder Woman. This isn't Black Canary. This isn't Storm. This isn't Livewire. This is Yaira. This is a character that technically did not exist until March, until the first I something, but she didn't have her own standalone reason you should care about her until March when this was launched. Before that, she was just another character in the ISOM universe that would eventually get their story told. But that's it. The Rippaverse was telling the story of other heroes like the Alpha Corps last time we checked in with them. Then here comes Yaira, just with this right hook here, like having this great book with the embossed cover that they had from Graham Nolan, right? Graham Nolan, the creator of Bane. He got involved on this. You've seen him do an interview here on this channel right here. He got involved, did a cover that got embossed for the release of Yaira #1, written by the Soska sisters. And then this was abruptly announced on Friday. That's right, way back last week. But official details are finally out about it now. This was a lot of hype around it. That's why we wanted to hesitate on making a video until today. So we had some we had some specifics. That's the word to use. So without further ado, let's cut over to Eric July and see what he has to say about this. Now, this was posted here just before the campaign was closing. So it says, "Thanks to all you for the love and support. The last 24 hours have been unbelievable. Some quick things to know about the Rippaverse McFarlane Toys statue. This is not the statue that would be greenlit should should the Yaira campaign hit $2 million. So that's right. When we look over here at the Yaira campaign, Eric had said that if it makes it to down here in the stretch goals, you look through the art here at your own time, but down here in the stretch goals, we have a $2 million stretch goal for the Yaira statue, the one that's available today, this fancy one right here. This is not the statue that Eric said you were going to get for $2 million. This one was always planned to be released before the end of the campaign. However, there was one that was made to be used as a stretch goal. But Eric's indicated those aren't gone forever. They're not going to be ejected into space. And in fact, you're going to see them again. So this is excellent news. We'll go on into the rest of what he has to say here. He says the pre-order for the current statue will be live after the Yaira campaign closes. As I said earlier, the store is available right now. You can put your pre-order in for the Yaira statue right now. I'll put the link down in the description if you want it. Soon, we will be entering full production. Once that happens, we'll announce the final edition size. Remember, it won't be less than 500 and it won't be over 1,050, right? That's the amount of statues being produced. We are working on a buy now, pay later option like Klarna, and they hope to have it available next week, which would be, I believe, next week. Not this one coming. Feel free to check it, though. So maybe they got it hooked up in time. This would also apply to other store items as well. This is sort of an option and placeholder. Once we really have a true foundation in this market, we'd love to roll out deposit options so that you wouldn't have to pay full price until ship date. We are just not quite there yet. So what Eric's trying to explain is that for your pre-order, rather than having to go through all these different rigmaroles, having to pay full price, this sort of situation, he wants to offer you the ability to just put a money down thing. Like, I'm here, Eric, here, there's $40 to get me in the pool. I will pay this off when the pre-order is finalized. That's a pretty cool idea. I've worked with Klarna before to buy some props for my videos and stuff, and they work great. The automatic payments are very fair, the interest is very fair, and they don't bug you with all this advertisement stuff clogging up your email and stuff. I highly recommend that you get into it and check it out. Hopefully Eric is able to use Klarna as well. But we'll have to wait and find out, though. Again, check this out. Let me know down in the comments if it's live as well. That's the thing. I lost my train of thought thinking about it. You'll have to excuse me. It's quite a lot of information here. The Yaira campaign is over, though. As noted above here, I just want to reiterate that. If you'd like to get on the campaign, it's too late. It's over with. You can buy this stuff at the Rippaverse store, though. We'll just jump over there for a minute. And you can see right here, there it is, the Yaira statue, front row and center, 3D Assets shirt, the We Will Win shirt. You can see all of these, the Rippaverse magazine you can get in on. Nothing that was available in the store is lost forever. It's just not part of the campaign anymore. And thus, it doesn't qualify for the campaign options. It's just how it goes. You get in on the campaign option, you get a good deal. It's pretty nice stuff. So, all in all, just like Spencer says with this headline, is a massive win for indie comics in general, because previously, indie guys had not risen to this level. Of course, you had Lady Death with Mr. Polito, rather. I believe that is. Correct me down below if I've completely murdered his name. But yeah, with Lady Death, I call him the Lady Death guy. You got the Lady Death guy that has his stuff, and of course he's worked with McFarlane in the past, I believe, but he also comes from the mainstream. Eric himself is a 17-year media self-built kind of guy. He came from nothing. He built himself up without the help of the mainstream, without the help of Hollywood. He took risks and took opportunities with The Blaze and other outlets that aren't mainstream or legacy media. You can give him credit on that one, certainly. But this guy isn't someone that fell out of Marvel and DC and decided he was going to cash in a favor with his old desk mate, Todd McFarlane, to get a neato statue. Todd McFarlane appreciated this project so much he was happy to take it on. So much so that he made an announcement about it. He talked about it. He did an interview with another YouTuber called John Della Rose. Feel free to check out his channel and his interview with Todd McFarlane that took place the same day that this Yaira statue was announced. And in that interview as well, JDA asked him about what he felt about independent media, and Todd McFarlane, he basically described the rise of the Rippaverse. without saying so much. I imagine he didn't want to tip off their collaboration until it was made official, and nobody knew exactly when they were going to post their stuff about this. So it's just a really great time to be in independent comics. It's a really great time to be a fan of this stuff. And even if you're not into it, if you're not part of it making it, and you're not a fan of it, it is still captivating to see the American idea of go out and do it yourself still alive and well, even in a pioneer of that idea like Todd McFarlane. He hasn't gotten away from the idea that you make the difference, not the corporation, not the big bottom line. It's the individual, the guy behind the pencil, the keyboard, the camera, whatever your medium is, it's you. You make the difference. Eric July and the Rippaverse has demonstrated this to us, and Todd McFarlane has lived it to show us this. I don't know about you, but I'm fired up. I want to get out there and make stuff. I hope you do too. I hope to see you out there, in fact. But until the next video, good luck out there.